What do you want to say to Islam?
I'm ready to fight. Can't wait to fight him, and I will knock him out. I promise everybody. I promise you, peoples in Brazil. I promise my coach. We're gonna change up everybody's life, and I will bring that belt to Brazil.
It's a wild thing because you don't just say you're going to beat him. You say you're going to knock him out. You believe that in your heart.
Because I think the only way to beat Islam is knocking him out.
You can't go the distance with him.
Yeah, I don't think somebody can right now. Maybe, I don't know, maybe Amosov, I don't know, can fight in 5 rounds and beat him by points. But I don't think nobody can beat him by points, so I think that the easier way, like not easier, but the less hard way is knocking him out.
So Carlos Prates has called out Islam Makhachev with a bold warning, making it clear he believes he has the power to hurt him, which is quite hilarious. But anyways, Prates even predicted that if they meet, he could shock the MMA world with a devastating KO. On the other hand, Islam Makhachev has also made his intentions clear, expressing strong interest in facing Carlos Prates next. With both fighters seemingly open to the matchup, the potential clash is quickly becoming one of the most intriguing possibilities in the division.
Is there anybody in particular that you'd like to see next? I know it's tough to ask. You just got done. You walked out of the cage, but we're going to ask it.
Honestly, if you ask me today, Shavkat is not fighting. Prates still fighting, still active, and maybe Prates, because Morales also is good, but Morales fight, I don't know last time. I don't remember when he fight, If you ask who's the most deserved guy, I think Carlos Prates.
Moreover, Dan Hardy has also entered the conversation, and he also favors Prates rather than Morales as the more dangerous opponent for Islam. Hardy drew attention to Prates' devastating power, comparing the Brazilian's ability to generate force with Alex Pereira. In his view, Prates' physical advantages, confidence, and finishing ability across 5 rounds could make him an extremely difficult matchup for Makhachev.
Probably Prates at this point. I just feel like. And the reason why I threw Sean Brady out there is because I actually think he's probably one of the more difficult fighters in this division over 25 minutes because he can keep the fight moving in much more creative ways than Ian Gary was able to. And we've now seen that that's a possibility.
Furthermore, Javier Mendez is already thinking about what comes next for Islam Makhachev, and he sees Carlos Prates as perhaps the most compelling option at the moment because of the attention and momentum surrounding the Brazilian. However, Mendez also acknowledged that Shavkat Rakhmonov could carry even greater name value, particularly because of his unbeaten record and his previous victory over Ian Gary.
If it's Prates, great. If it's Morales, great. If it's Shavkat, great. Bring him. I don't care. Islam is not going to care who he fights. Well, look, if we are pound for pound number 1 and we claim that, and which we do, we shouldn't be afraid of anybody, and Islam's not. So I don't think he cares who's next. If it's the number 1 guy the UFC picks, that's who we fight. So, it's like you come, let's see what you can do. We'll prepare for you too, just like everybody else. And we have to respect every one of these fighters. Carlos Prates is an incredible fighter. But remember, Carlos Prates fought with Ian Gary, and how did that go? Just because his last fight was fantastic against which Mo,
JDM,
right? JDM. Sorry, yes, JDM.
Yeah,
doesn't mean it's going to be Islam. It's a different fighter. He did fight fantastic against JDM, and I'm happy the way he talks. He's a cool kind of guy. He's the kind of guy you go, hey, that guy's cool. I like him.
Henry Cejudo leaned toward undefeated Michael Morales as the tougher test for Islam Makhachev, while Kamaru Usman favored Carlos Prates because of his exciting style and knockout threat. Cejudo also questioned whether Islam could replicate his dominant grappling performance against Ian Gary against Prates, suggesting Morales' bigger frame and ability to defend takedowns could make him the more competitive matchup.
Prates or Morales? I'm going to say Morales because he's undefeated. And we saw what Ian and Prates. I think he's impressive. But, if I had to pick, I'm going to go with the guy that I'm a fan of. It's Carlos Prates. I like to give him that opportunity. But, Henry, you're on to something. Can Islam replicate what he just did to Ian Gary a little easier with Carlos Prates as opposed to Michael Morales? Morales is a bigger boy. I hope these matchmakers are able to give Islam Makhachev the best matchup that could really make it competitive. If this dude's just going to wrestle everybody, you want somebody that's going to be able to get up.
understands hand control. And unfortunately, Ian Gary didn't.
Arman Tsarukyan, meanwhile, offered a completely different take on the situation. According to Arman, a prime Kamaru Usman may have been the one welterweight capable of genuinely challenging Makhachev at 170 pounds. However, he believes that version of Usman is no longer competing at the same level.
Do you think Islam's going to have problems with some of these bigger welterweights, Morales, Prates, Shavkat? Do you think the welterweight, landscape is just too big for him?
Morales, maybe, yes. But still, I don't know right now who can beat Islam. Yeah, only maybe prime Usman. But he's gone. He's in 84 kg.
Right.
Usman himself does not agree with that conclusion. The former champion remains confident that his style would give Makhachev serious problems, and Islam has previously identified Usman as one of the toughest potential opponents for him at welterweight. Still, Usman's recent defeats against Leon Edwards, Khamzat Chimaev, and Dricus du Plessis have significantly damaged his position in the current contender picture, leaving fighters like Prates, Morales, and Gary ahead of him.
From what the people do know from history that would make this a banger fight, it's still the Nigerian nightmare Kamaru motherfucking Usman. The guy that could defend takedowns. The guy that's going to stay on his feet. The guy that's not gonna fucking shy away from you, that's gonna press, that's gonna stay in there and actually fight you. But that's between you.
See you try to glaze your boy. I appreciate you, my boy.
Think about it, dude. The 170 pounds, bro. Who's the fucking grappler in there, bro? Like who?
My God. Listen, Henry. I said this. Remember, this was last year. I was saying this. Last year, I said, guys, I'm looking at. There's some good guys. There's really, really good guys coming up that are going to turn into killers. Good guys. I understand that, but right now, being honest with you, with all the styles that I see in the MMA mathematics, how it works out, I felt that, hey, listen, styles make fights. I'm telling you guys, I can get that done. And everyone's, oh, you don't deserve it. You this, you that. And listen, I get it. I understand. And I took a step back. It is what it is. And I sat on the shelf for a while and then obviously took the chances or whatever, and we know how that went.
Islam Makhachev versus Carlos Prates would be a classic clash of elite grappling against dangerous striking. Islam would likely look to close the distance, secure takedowns, and control Prates on the mat, where his wrestling, top pressure, and submission game could neutralize the Brazilian's biggest weapon. Prates, however, would be extremely dangerous whenever the fight stays standing, especially with his size, reach, timing, and knockout power. The biggest question is whether Prates can keep Islam at range and punish him before the Dagestani fighter gets his hands on him. If Islam consistently gets the fight to the ground, he could control the pace and wear Prates down over 5 rounds. But if Prates can defend the early takedowns and force Islam into prolonged striking exchanges, his power could make every second dangerous and give him a real chance of producing a massive upset. So what are your thoughts on this? Share your thoughts in the comment section and make sure to subscribe and like if you enjoyed the video. Also check out our other videos on the screen right now.